My name is BB. If you are new here, hello. And if you are new here, hello, because I'm new here. And this is probably the first time you're seeing me or seeing a video that I'm putting out because this is the first video I'm putting out. So I hope you stick around and watch more of what I put out because that would be lovely. Hello, this is later BB, as you can tell from the fit. Um, you'll see that I get this a little bit later. However, I had to um, come back and let y'all know that the sound quality in the first clip is not that great. I ended up fixing that after that clip. So hopefully after the first little tiny bit, it gets better. So hopefully you'll stick around with me and ignore the fact that I had really bad quality in the first clip. I'm very sorry. There could be times where you're watching and you're like, what is she doing? Like, what's going on here? And it could be 100% the fact that I'm used to playing on Bedrock and this is Java. So if you are watching and you think I could be doing something better, or you think I'm missing something entirely, please let me know because I 100% might just not know about it. And I would love to know what I could be doing better because everyone loves a way to make things a little bit easier for them. So I would love all and every comment that tells me a tip. I would love it. But with that said, let's jump into the first intro of the very first video, which will be the only first intro not recorded in my world because I haven't made it yet. So we're going to do that together, but we're also going to do this intro together. So hang on tight. We are going to try to attempt to do this water trick. I have pillared to the top of the world, and we're gonna see if I can make it. Um, I don't have high hopes for myself because I'm not great at tricks or most things. So let's see if I can do this. And I knew I climbed up on the wrong side. I did not have any confidence in myself. That was great. I'm glad that happened. Okay, so we are just gonna make a new world today. Um, just a brand new world. I haven't looked around. I'm not even gonna put a seed in. I don't know if that does anything, but I'm just gonna let it kind of random generate whatever. Hard with cheats off, and we're just going to pop that in and name it BB's World because it's just my world, and these villagers are just living in it. So let's go. So we are just gonna run around and kill some cows because I know immediately I'm gonna need some food. And I spotted some cows off to the left. So the first thing we do, despite the first thing that normal people do, is to grab some wood. I thought that it would be smarter to grab some cows. I don't know what my rationale was, but we're just gonna grab some cows first. So we're gonna run over there, grab some cows. There isn't a tree right there for me to grab. I didn't see it. It wasn't in my view, my field of vision, or my train of thought. My first thought was cows. Let's get some cows. And I decided let's beat them 8 times before they die, and then we're just gonna give up on that one and we're gonna move to the next one and we're just gonna do the same thing 12 million times before they die. And we just keep looking around. Tree right there, don't see it. It's not in my field of view. All we see is this cow, and this cow clearly doesn't want to die. So we're just gonna kill some cows for a while. But no, I think to myself, um, mid cow killing, there's a tree right there. I should probably grab some wood. Afterthoughts. Um, and a mid cow killing. So if that doesn't show you how my mind works, the cow was running away, and I said, "That's a lot of work. I don't want to chase after this wily little boy. Let's go get some trees." So I knocked down this tree. I decided to knock down the whole thing with my hand because I thought that would be quite entertaining for you guys. So we did it with my hand, and we decided, oh, crafting table time. Crafting table time. First great decision I think I've made so far. Started making a crafting table, put it down, and clearly, I can't get my mind to think right. As you can see, as I start to make a pickaxe, no, I don't want a pickaxe. I want a sword. Let's make a sword. So I make a sword, and then we're gonna go back in and we're gonna make, what are we gonna make? We're gonna make an axe. After we just knocked down that tree, we're gonna make an axe because I gotta pick up the crafting table. So it's time to kill more cows in my mind. That cow in the water, too far gone. Yeah, too far gone. Too much work for me. Not going after that boy. That boy's life is saved today. However, these boys, I'm gonna continuously hit them 12 more times with a sword when it was probably just like my fist. But I gotta get a hang of the sword in Java because let me tell you, that's a big difference from Bedrock. It doesn't seem like it, but it is. So, oh, here's another boy. We're gonna kill him too. We need some meat. We need to start. We need some meat. But we also need some sheep. And I don't see any sheep anywhere. But we're in a prairie. And we're just gonna keep running until we find some sheep. And we're just gonna hop around because they're pretty much everywhere. And that could have been my first death if I was hopping around like a little bunny that I am. And we start heading towards the trees. Because wood. You need wood to build your first starter house. So we head towards the trees. I see a cow. When I see a cow, my entire mind goes blank and I think cow. But it has a baby and I cannot do it. I can't take away the baby's parent. That would just be cruel to me. But then I see some sheep and my mind goes towards sheep, bed, nighttime, sleep. Because I didn't want to spend my first night in a hole. I wouldn't have been completely opposed to it if it was a necessity, but I didn't want to. For me and for your your faith in me, I didn't want to have to spend my first night in a hole. So I got three wool, and then I see sugarcane. We get some sugarcane because later we're gonna be needing some paper, so we get that. um, Pretty early on, we're gonna need some paper. So we're like, let's grow some sugar cane and let's get this thing moving because we've got plans, big, big plans that are coming later in the video. And you'll see as well as I do that the plans are massive and could potentially not be great plans, but they're plans regardless. And all these trees around me, I don't see it. Not in my field of vision. We're going to go back to our home base. We're still not going to kill the cow with the baby. And we are going to head back home because your girl's food bar is getting low. And we're going to base our little house back where we came from. That is what we're going to do. And we decide the perfect spot to live in is exactly where we spawned in, right next to the beautiful, beautiful, wonderful tree. And we make a bed. And guess what? It's gonna be the first night down, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone of who's watching. We're going to be making our first night here. And we're gonna plant some saplings. And we're gonna make this a home, not away from home, because it's gonna be our home. And the crafting table and the bed is all a girl needs. That's all she needs until I need stone. Um, but a but we need a pickaxe to get the stone. And that hole is great for stone digging. I can tell, except I still need food. I only have three in my food bar, and it's burning slowly. But we need a furnace to cook all that meat we got, people. Like we need a furnace, and this dark deep hole, that's perfect for it. and we're gonna mine some stone and get a furnace cooking and get some stone tools, and we're gonna make our first night as comfortable as possible, because the first night could either make or break you. You either die, you live in a hole, or you find a bed. And we are thriving because we have found wool and we are making a comfy little home here. And now that we have stone, we can make a furnace. And that's the first thing we do. We're going to make a furnace, but I don't have any coal. And what's next to coal is charcoal. And you know what? What's the nearest tree? The tree we spawned in next to. And it's got a lot of wood. And all this tree really needs, because we're probably going to fix it later, probably is the tiny little branches. So we take off the branches, we skim a little off of the side, just a little teeny bit off the side, just for some charcoal so we can cook our meat and get our food bar up, because we can always fix the tree later. And we sure will. We sure will. Sure. Not 100% sure about that. But right now, we tell ourselves we can fix this tree later. All we need is some wood. We're going to grab the wood. We're going to make some charcoal. We're going to have some food, and we're going to be set. That's it. That's what I keep telling myself. And if you didn't notice, I almost put full wood into the furnace. I almost did it, almost, but I went and I decided that that wouldn't have been smart. It wouldn't have been smart. So we make the wood planks for easier use and easier, faster, more efficient use, as well as efficient charcoal can be. I honestly use charcoal more later when I have a lot of wood and it's easy to get rid of it because you don't need it. But at the moment, we didn't really go looking around. I was going to save that for a little bit later, so we didn't go looking around at all. So we didn't find any coal, so we need to make some food, and I don't have any plants, and you know, you and I are thinking the same thing. There's plants everywhere. There's grass. You could make wheat. We're gonna get to it. I'm a little slow moving. I, once again, struggling with this need to know stuff off the top of your head from the crafting table thing. These wood things, because bleh, who wants the wood stuff? Not me. Even though later on it's quite apparent that we could have probably used that. But, we get rid of it because wood tools. And we're going to make the meat. And it's almost nighttime. And our first night is almost here. It's almost upon us. Just going to give the world a little look-see around. We're not going to look at the wood tool in the water. We're going to grab some food. We're going to get that bar moving. And we're going to take a little sleep here. We're going to sleep. And that's it. Sweet dreams, first night, first day over. You and I did it together. We made it. We did it. So things may be looking a little bit different around here. Same day, no days have passed. It's the next day. All I did was dye my bed blue and add a chest, plant some of the sugarcane that we got, and made a tiny little wheat field, because I don't want to keep terrorizing the cows, because it's traumatic for me to hit them as many times as I have to hit them, and it's probably just as traumatic for you. So we decided bread's the way to go right now. We're going to go with bread. We're going to plant some sugarcane, and we're going to have a little look around. And we planted some saplings around our base. We got some wood. Clearly we've been killing some animals. But we have some stuff. We have some stuff to our name. We have a base. And as we were looking around, planting our saplings, taking a little trip around our area, we found this hole. That leads to a cave. And I go straight to iron. That's what's on my mind. Iron right now. That's what I need. And that's actually what I see. I see iron in the worst spot, and I think it's time. It's time to go in and get some iron. In this cave that I am way underprepared for, no armor, still using not great tools. It's time. It's time to go get it. And this iron that I see is right above the lava. And I think it's a good idea to go get that iron because I don't see any other iron, and that's the iron that I see right now. We dig water. Dig, there's just water. What these water caves, they're everywhere, and it's hard to get around them. And how do you fix it? And you don't. You just put a block there. Um, and you know what? I eventually changed my mind. I decide that iron is in not a great spot, and it's just gonna stay there. The so far, it's gonna stay there. Maybe someday we'll get that iron, but this zombie is now is now what's on my mind. That iron, that it's off my mind now. It's not a care. The zombie, that's our care. And I gotta tell you, I was a little nervous. It's kind of like it doesn't seem like a huge change going from one game to the other, but even like hitting zombies seems to me like a scary thing playing in Java just because I'm nervous about it. Um, which gets even greater when I walk over to this cool little dripstone area and I see a creeper, which is great. And then I see two creepers, and that gets even greater, even more fantastic. And I'm not scared at all. I'm not scared at all. I'm going in. That zombie was the hardest thing we're gonna face today. These creepers, these blowy boys, the ones that are gonna blow up and kill me, not scared about them at all. They're stuck in these little areas. They're stuck together in these areas. They're holding hands together behind this, and I'm gonna take them out. They took each other out. I didn't even have to do it. They took each other out. That's their fault. I'm just here to witness it. I witnessed a murder, but you know, I'm not gonna tell on them. They're gone now. I do, however, see some coal, which is great because then I wouldn't have to cook my wood that I'm going to be needing in massive amounts to build my starter house. So I could use the coal. I really could. So the first ore that I see is coal, and we're gonna pick it up. And when I keep going down into this cave, I realize it goes deeper and it goes deeper. And I tell myself, I am not ready for this trek, especially because there's a skeleton. And out of everything that I've seen in Java, skeletons scare me the most, especially because I don't use a whole lot of shields. Never have. I probably am going to eventually when I get around to using stuff like that. Um, but right now, I'm terrified of skeletons and I just want to avoid them as much as possible because those shooty boys, they are some scary ones, some scary boys. So I decide the other way. The other way is going to be the better way. The other side has a skeleton. That's not our way. That's not showing us it's the way. The other way is going to be our way is what I tell myself. I debate pillaring up and going to get the iron. you and I both see that the debate within my head was I'm not going to go get that iron. I'm not pillaring up. I'm not wasting my blocks. I'm not wasting my pickaxe to dig back down. We're not doing it. So I see more coal, and that's what I go to. We're gonna get the coal instead. Coal will suffice if only we could make coal armor, which would probably not be great because it's, but that's what we decide. No iron up there for us. Just gonna go down deeper into this cave a little bit, just a tiny bit, not too far, not enough to where I'm gonna probably die, but we're gonna see if there's any iron down deeper. Just a little bit of iron. I just need an iron to, make a set of armor and maybe some tools, and then we'll get started on our starter house and we'll have a place to live. So what our main goal is just a little bit of iron. And what I find is a large dripstone cave. And we had a creeper explode on us at one point when I wasn't recording because I just went down and I said, I'm just gonna do a little bit of work. We're gonna come back. We're gonna show some of the iron that we got, and a creeper exploded, kind of on me, not really. They were hiding behind one of those spiky boys that comes off the ground, so didn't really hurt us. But in retrospect, we still need to go get some iron. And being me, the person who absolutely loves all things geode, I noticed that there's basalt here, and I know that that means a geode, and then we see the calcite, and I also know that means a geode. And, I did break this block that I probably am going to be sad about, but, you know, we got rid of one, there's still many. So we get in here, we get some of the stuff, and we realize there is a geode here, and that's going to benefit us in the long run because I absolutely love tinted glass. I love it. So this will benefit us later on when we go to use tinted glass. So it's great to have that nearby. Hopefully being near it will mean that it will render in when we're at our starter home, and the crystals will grow, and we can have that be growing in the background as we're building our house because it's probably going to take a while to build our starter house. So at least we'll have some, and then we can come back and use that. I find this other deeper cave that goes even deeper, and pretty much say nope to that right away because at this point I think I only have like 18 iron. I don't have that much iron. I didn't find that much iron. I found some, didn't find a whole lot of iron. So I pretty much say nope at that point, especially just because it looks like it goes really deep down. And I turn around. So at the end of the mining trip, after I had come back up to the surface, I had found a large copper vein that had led to a tiny, tiny little area with a decent amount of iron. I come back up, my sugarcane has grown, my wheat's grown a little, not a lot, and we ended up with 46 iron. Turns out at the point of the last recording, I had about 19, so I had 46 now, which was enough for some armor, which is exactly what I had wanted, and some tools. So that's great. And it'll be great to build our starter house because I have a little bit of a plan in mind about what I want to do for the starter house. So I'm going to need some protection, and I'm definitely going to need some tools because hitting these blocks with stone is not my jam. It's really not. It's not my jam. And we're going to get a plan together. We're going to come back and I'm going to show you what I kind of have in my mind for the starter house. So we have a little bit of a plan. A little bit of a plan. I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you what I have kind of. This little area right here is kind of where I think I'm going to put my house. There's some water. I'm probably going to get rid of this water. There was a lot of clay on it, so I did get some clay, which I'm probably going to use for the fireplace, but this little area is probably what I'm going to clean out to have the starter house on. This little tiny area right here. I think it's a pretty good place, and then eventually we can build up on it a little area that we're going to have. So I did. I cleared out this area because I have decided, for a matter of fact, this is where our house is going to be. I pushed back some of the dirt a little bit to give us a little bit more space, covered up that water area that we had talked about, and this is what I'm left with, this little flat area right here. I kind of have an inspiration in mind, not a plan, but more of an inspiration. And you could be saying, BB, not a lot of blocks to build a house with. And y- you would be correct. You would be correct. Um, and I did make that mistake, and that's why it did take me a little bit longer to build this house, but hopefully the next time you see it, it is done. Okay, so this is the final look of the house. I mean, not final, completely done ever. We still have to add some details around the outside. There's some details on the inside we have to add. Um, so there's some things we still have to work on to make it look like the house that I want it to look like, but this is the build. I can actually be inside of it and not be worried about dying. So we'll have a little look inside before I start fixing some of the things that I need to be fixed. We have a little balcony up top. We have a little kitchen over here, just a little kitchen area, dining room, and then a little fireplace area over there with a mantle. And then we can take this ladder and go on up to our bedroom that also does not have a lot in it. We have to work on this area a little bit too. So there's some things that we need to work on to get it up to where we want it to be, but this is what it looks like right now. So when I came back, I added a little bit of trim around the top of the balcony area so it didn't look so like just cut off at the top there. So we have a little bit of a railing, a little bit of some stair action to make it kind of blend into the wall there. And then we have this little, I added a couple cupboards to make it go up a little bit more on the wall, so it didn't look so small and tiny. And then upstairs, we didn't do a whole lot, but we did add a rug, which always is the essential to a room, and a little bit of a closet. I added some birch doors because looking around, I noticed I had a lot of spruce, so that was added. So then we have the basement, which is going to have some storage. So we have some barrels and some chests. We're going to have a mine shaft that goes down to each area on one side, and then this hole is just going to go straight down to the bottom just in case we want an easy access. So we're going to build that down here too. So we're going to watch that, and then we have smokers and furnaces, and then in the middle we're going to have blast furnaces, except I don't have a whole lot of iron. So we're not going to have the blast furnaces right away until we get more iron. But basically what we're going to work on right now is digging down all the way down so we can have easy access down to the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on the mine shaft also. I basically want a level that goes to each of the ores best levels. So we're going to go to 48 for copper, 16 for iron, negative 16 for gold, and negative 58 for diamonds. So I just want to have easy access to all of those so I can have little strip mines in each area so that we can get those ores easily if we need them. So that's what we're also going to work on in this episode because I want to get these two things done for this episode so that we can have those easy access in our basement ready to go. I'm using a lot of oak around here, a little bit of birch just because I don't really like it all that much, but a lot of oak. So I decided we need some spruce. So mid build, your girl went out and looked for some spruce. And the first thing I did was head in the direction of the original trees that I had chopped down to build the starter house over in the area where we'd found the sheep in the beginning. So we headed in that direction. And lo and behold, you can see spruce over the top of the oak trees in the back if you're looking off into the right. I hadn't seen them in the beginning. I see them now. I'm not going to neglect the same view twice. So we headed in that direction all because I had just wanted some spruce. And if I had just seen this a little bit sooner, we probably could have used it to build the starter house and had a little bit more color, but you live and you learn. So we headed in that direction. And the first thing I see is a villager house. And villagers are clearly and very obviously on my radar. That's probably one of the first things I want to work on outside of the starter house. However, I don't want it super close to where I'm living just because I do build with a lot of workstation blocks, and in the past I've found it really hard to get them to link to other things when I want them to link to their workstation. So we had a little look around, found some sweet berries, found some pumpkin seeds, I found a spruce sapling, more bread for myself, all really fantastic stuff. Of course, I can take the chest because you girl is frugal, and if she can find a chest, I'm gonna steal a chest. However, I'm not gonna steal their workstations, but I am gonna steal their potted plants with spruce saplings in them. Of course, you know we're gonna do that. One less sapling for me to gather. So we had a little look around this village just to see if they had anything that I could steal outside of their workstations because I really didn't want to steal their workstations. Kill a little bit of their animals. They don't need them. I do, so I killed them. We just had a little look around and then we chopped down some spruce trees. And after we had gathered enough from the village, all of the stuff we could find, some chests, some iron in the ground, and then we just headed back to our little starter home so that we could put in the spruce wood into the mine shaft area to make it be a little bit less exactly like the rest of our house, which is what I didn't want. So what we were going to aim for is a little bit of deviation in color from the original wood that we'd used. So I have some big plans. Some big plans. What time is it? That's about nighttime. Okay, we'll come back out in a second. So I have big plans for what I want to do, and some may call me crazy. Some may relish in my pain. A relish in what I'm about to do. So if you want to see them, they're coming up. They're coming up soon. We have plans, lots and lots of plans, and you know, you know, I've decided the ultimate goal is for me to live in the Nether. That's where I want to go. And you may be saying, BB, but you don't even have a portal yet. And you know what? We're gonna figure it out, okay? So up here, this main goal is gonna be move to the Nether. Okay. Nether. You and I both know we're moving to the Nether. That's what we're doing. That's coming up. We're gonna figure out how we're gonna get there, and these are all of our steps that we're gonna take before we move there. Step one will be we need armor, so we can either do that by mining or villagers. Okay, that's step one. Um, I saw a village over there. We could take them from there. I don't really want them that close to my house, but we'll figure it out. Villagers, first off, and we also could get it by, diamonds. So let's go figure that out. We can do that by either mining or finding boats. Yeah, that's step two. Or step. None of these are like steps. They're just things we need to do first. Whatever comes naturally, we'll do first. Um, I would really like an XP farm, so we could do that by, we'll just say XP, so that's coming. And if you're in the comments, you're like, before you move to the Nether, you really need to do this. Send in some things and we'll put them up on the board, and we'll figure out what we're doing next. Because, like I said, ultimate goal. This is what I want to be in soon. This is where I want to be soon, and I think we'll be happy there and content because, like I said, your girl likes it warm. And when I meant that, I meant really warm. I meant like burning hot warm. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to move there. We're going to figure it out. And we're going to work on that in the next coming episode. So if you want to see me, not a great player, doing stuff and, figuring it out as we go along, then, stick around because it's coming up. So if you hung around for this entire video, thank you. I appreciate you. You are the greatest human ever, honestly. Um, so thank you for sticking around. My name is BB, and if you didn't catch it, this is my first video, so any like, comment, watch is a positive for me. So if you liked it, go ahead and give it a like. If you didn't, go ahead and let me know in the comments on what I could adjust, change, fix. This is my first time editing, so things are a little bit iffy, and this is also my first time recording anything ever. So my voice and some of the clips are a little bit iffy. So those things I'm fully aware of, but I appreciate everything that you're willing to give me. So thank you for sticking around, and hopefully you stay tuned for the tumultuous nether that we hope to see coming up soon, because it's gonna be an adventure for you and for me. So thank you for sticking by. My name is BB.